What is up? My name is Douglas Nyback. This is DNA, which stands for Douglas Nyback Acting, which makes sense because this is the place you go to get practical, actionable acting advice for free from somebody who is coaching 20 to 30 actors per week, every week throughout the year. That's me, Douglas Nyback. So today we're going to be talking about stillness. Now on this channel, I talk a lot about movement. I talk a lot about putting yourself into close-up, having yourself in a mid, putting yourself into a wide, keeping the frame alive and active, because film and television actors often feel very constrained by the box we're in. When you start acting in film and television, especially if you're coming from theater, this whole thing can feel profoundly limiting, which is why so much of the work that I do with actors is about making them feel more embodied in the frame. It's not necessarily about movement, it's about feeling like you're a real human up here. That being said, technical simplicity and control and stillness is a non-negotiable of tools that you must have in your tool belt as an actor. And that's what today is all about. The way that I think about stillness is, one, I don't think in terms of size. I don't think in terms of that was too big or that was too small. I ask the question, does that feel like the reality of the fiction, and does the performance technically match the style of show we're in? Because a Nickelodeon show is going to be a much bigger style of performance than an HBO series that's like the height of prestige television, and every genre in between. And then I ask the question, is the camera getting access to my performance? Like, are my eyelines down to the floor, all that stuff. So there's all those things to consider. But if we're just going to ask the basic question, do you need to be still to be an on-camera performer? The answer is yeah. That's a skill set that you need to have. And it's the first skill set that I learned in theater school. And I'm really, really glad that I did learn it this way. I went to a theater school called AMDA, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. Great school, conservatory. The first exercise that they had us do in acting class was performing a monologue without moving any part of our body. Face neutral, no tension, no eyebrow raises, nothing. Just delivering a speech. It wasn't about being good. It was about, can you or can you not do this? The speech was from a play called The Pygmalion. It is 22 years ago. Let's see if I remember it. Think what you're trying to accomplish. Just think what you're dealing with. The majesty and grandeur of the English language, it's the greatest possession we have. The noblest thoughts that ever flowed through the hearts of men are contained in its extraordinary, imaginative, and musical mixtures of sounds. And that's what you set yourself out to conquer, and conquer it you will. Hot diggity, I remembered. I forgot all of science to have that stuck in my brain. So listen, I haven't done that exercise in 1,000 years. I'm guessing I moved. If I did, it wasn't much. My hands down here, they were wanting to twitch. I wanted to move, because if I was doing that speech in film and television, I was doing it on stage. I wouldn't just be like, time to stand in theatrical neutral and speak words. I would be like, think what you're trying to accomplish. Just think what you're dealing with, the majesty and grandeur of the English language. It's the greatest possession we have. The noblest thoughts that ever flowed through the hearts of men are contained in its extraordinary, imaginative, and musical mixtures of sounds, and that's what you've set yourself out to conquer. And conquer it you will. Now, there's movement there. Of course there is, because who just stands still and says shit? Almost nobody, right? But the exercise isn't about that. The exercise is about, when we started doing that, we'd be like, yeah, okay, cool, we'll be completely still, I got it. Think what you're trying to accomplish. Just think and you're just like, oh, and forehead, moving, all that. Everybody's got physical defaults. Moving their arms, shifting their weight, all this stuff. The exercise is about, can you put yourself into neutral, and can you stay there? Are you in your own control? Because you don't need to be still all the time as an actor, but physically you need to be in control of yourself, and a shocking number of film and television performers aren't. So when you're in an uber close-up and moving your eyebrows blows the frame out because your face is the size of a house, you're not able to control yourself because your physical defaults are happening. These things happen without thought. They're a lifetime of habits that have been built up. And art is about the application of the instrument to create. And in acting, you are the instrument. All right, I'm interjecting on my own video here to let you know that I am teaching an in-person audition workshop called the Foundations Workshop, February 28th and March 1st. Now, the in-person portion of this is already sold out, but this is the exciting part. I'm offering an unlimited online audit access. So what does that mean? It means for $30, you can take part in the class via live stream. It's going to be like you are in the room, except you can do this from anywhere in the world. If you can't be there for the live stream, the entire course will be downloadable once it's done, so you can peruse it at your own leisure. $30, unlimited access to elite training from anywhere in the world. This is the reason why I created DNA. I'm incredibly excited to get this kind of training out to you. So sign up at the link down below, and I'm excited to see you in the class. Here's the thing. The first place I would recommend you start is body, but that's because I come from stage, being able to control all of this. The practical reality, which is what this YouTube channel is all about, is that if you're wanting to speed run film and television training, get this under control first. And the fastest way to get your facial affectations under control, controlling your physical defaults and habits and tics, 9 times out of 10, this is going to involve eyebrows and forehead. I have a lot of facial affectation that, like, I can calm it down, but my default is movement. So the way that I beat it when I was doing this exercise in college was I would put a piece of Scotch tape or painter's tape across my forehead. And let me tell you, you do that one time, every time you move your forehead, you're gonna feel it. The issue isn't that you move your forehead, it's that you're not conscious of it. So what's the goal? The goal is to make yourself conscious of it. And the same thing works. Tape is a beautiful tool. Like, get somebody to wrap your arms loosely to your body with painter's tape. Then all of a sudden, standing in neutral, you'll very much notice every time you move. Create a piece of resistance that makes you aware of when you're moving. Because right now, odds are, if you're here and you're relatively new to performance, there's things within your instrument that are out of your control. It's an awareness issue, it's not a control issue. If somebody's like, don't move your hand, I can hold my hand still because I'm aware of it. If I'm unaware of my hand, it's gonna move. Of course it is. I got a nervous system, it's doing stuff. And the way that I naturally communicate is expressive. But if someone's like, Doug, don't talk with your hands, that's not working for the shot, then I have to be able to be aware of it and control it. This seems like a no-brainer, of course you do. But I think too often in our industry, the concept of stillness gets people locked into, I can't move. And then we become rigid and we become like, this is the only thing I'm thinking about. As opposed to thinking of it in terms of, am I or am I not in control of my instrument? The more you can cultivate this early, the easier it becomes when the lights are on you and the cameras are on you and you're surrounded by a crew and they're all watching you and there's producers and there's network and the whole thing is costing $3,000 a minute. I think of it almost like military training. You want to be trained so completely to hit the deck when you hear a gunshot. Where everybody else jumps up, you jump down. So that when you're in a war zone, you're instinctively, there is no thought. You simply do the thing. So too do we want to be trained with our bodies. That this is completely in our control, that my default is technical simplicity and control, and I can dial that down, and I can dial it way up, and both are at my disposal to the degree that when the pressure is on, they are as at my disposal as they are here where the pressure is off. And if you're not thinking about this as an actor in your development, it's a problem because too often these little things, move less. Sure, that's not the actual thing being asked of you. What's being asked of you is when it costs $3,000 a minute and the pressure is on and you're already insecure and there's other actors watching you and a crew surrounding you and the producers and the director and blah, 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 blah. Do less. Find more stillness. Are you in control of yourself enough that under that amount of pressure, you can just be like, yeah, for sure, I got that. Sorry, I didn't even realize I was doing it. And then you just fucking dial in. Too many actors are training because it feels good to train. They're not training to get ready for that. That's why we're here on this channel. If you're watching this and you want some homework, pick a scene, find a scene, do it, film it, try to assess and diagnose, oh man, where am I moving where I wasn't aware of it? Do I have a smile default? Do I look up, down, away? What are my physical defaults? Am I moving my face? Are my eyebrows going up and down? You know, what is it? Is it a facial tic? Is it a vocal tic? Am I shifting my weight constantly? That's a big one. Lots of back and forth. Am I uncomfortable in my body? This is a real problem if you are. In stillness, theatrical neutrality, as a base state is such an incredibly powerful tool. So think about it. I appreciate you. I hope you found this one helpful. I'm gonna keep doing these really practical lessons because that's what the channel is about. And if you are here and you haven't subscribed and you like this and you found this helpful, please like and subscribe from the friggin' channel. It makes a big difference. And comment and let us know we're helping you out. And if you are an actor and you found this helpful and you think your other friends would find this helpful, please send the video to them. Just want to be a lighthouse that actors can point their ship at in this crazy storm that is the process of this industry that we love so much and is also actively trying to drown us. If you really want to support the channel, you can check out our Patreon. All my online courses are over there, or you can check out dnyback.com. All my online courses are there. And if you want to follow us on socials at dnyback, Instagram and TikTok, do that. Appreciate your face. Go be people.